What's up, everyone? This is Antonio Ortiz, and this is my week 4 video journal. And today I'm going to be reflecting on our assigned multimedia materials for the week. Now, on the surface, these sources we looked at might seem completely different. One focuses on high level digital industry shifts and platform evolution, while the other breaks down elementary grammar. But together, they actually illustrate the two essential pillars of modern journalism, one being mastering foundational linguistic mechanics while navigating an increasingly complex, fast paced digital ecosystem. So first, let's look at the Schoolhouse Rock videos and the foundational mechanics in those. In The Tale of Mr. Morton, the narrative breaks down the essential anatomy of a complete sentence, the subject and the predicate. Now, this connects directly to our course focus on AP style guidelines and writing in a strong active voice. In active voice journalism, the subject performs the action directly. It eliminates wordiness and keeps news stories punchy and transparent. Meanwhile, conjunction junction demonstrates how conjunctions hook up words, phrases, and clauses to build the complete thoughts and balance sentences. Now, in digital journalism, especially when we're on micro blogging platforms like Blue Sky, X, Viva Engage, where we end up facing character limits and fast scrolling audiences, understanding how clauses connect is vital. It allows us to avoid awkward run on sentences, cut out linguistic clutter, and deliver verified news with total mechanical precision. Now, this brings us to the It's All Journalism podcast episode, which explores how social media transformations impact the journalism industry. The central point of the podcast is that as social media platforms evolve, the need for professional, ethically trained journalists actually increases rather than disappears. This directly reinforces what Lipschultz discusses in Chapter 3 of our textbook. Social media has effectively dismantled traditional gatekeeping, allowing user generated content, breaking news feeds, and algorithm driven posts to flood the public sphere. But as the podcast points out, this sheer volume of noise makes verification, context, and ethical curation far more critical. Algorithms can spread information at lightning speed, but only human journalists can rigorously audit sources, apply framing theory responsibly, and preserve public trust. Now, to play devil's advocate for a moment, regarding the podcast's premise, while the arguments that more journalists are needed is true theoretically, the economic reality of modern media tells a much tougher story. While society urgently needs professional journalists to filter out algorithmic noise and synthetic media, platform incentives heavily favor emotional outrage and high salience engagement over slow, painstaking verification. Now, at the same time, cost cutting newsrooms continue to downsize, forcing individual reporters to handle the workload of the entire video and editing teams. So the podcast presents an optimistic demand on human gatekeepers, but newsroom economics and platform algorithms make sustaining that human oversight a huge uphill battle. Ultimately, these three resources remind us that no matter how fast technology, social media platforms, or algorithms change, impactful storytelling always resets on the same core foundation: mechanical clarity and rigorous ethical verification.